We are the turnaround and transformation division of KordaMentha, and we tend to work with companies as they face very intense challenges. We particularly focus on financial, operational and strategic issues that might be distressing or challenging the organisation from time to time.
Usually work in areas where there's some real value at risk, like financial distress. We often work with organisations where there's significant operating model changes required, for example, where the way that they made money in the past isn't going to be the way they make money in the future, or the way that they have behaved as a legacy business or public sector organisation simply isn't sustainable. So it's how you identify what's the future state and very quickly move the organisation from the as-is to the new state that is far more sustainable and well-led.
We start any engagement by trying to separate the fact from the fiction. So we work very hard with the management team and the board and other stakeholders to really understand exactly what is happening. Once there's a common understanding of what's happening, we can then drill down and develop some very specific action plans with a bias to actually achieving short, medium and long-term outcomes that all stakeholders and management can see progress and can get a sense of what can be achieved through some disciplined effort and input.
The benefit of our team is that, firstly, we've been here before. We really know that there's a lot of noise in distressed environments and that decisions need to be made quickly and they need to be made with purpose. And so we bring an impartial perspective. We aren't burdened by the history of the organisation. We bring an ability to really cut through the noise and to find the big things that are causing the problems. And then we bring a really fearless approach to addressing those problems. Steering an organisation through a period of distress is a little bit like sailing a ship through a storm. You need a really steady hand at the wheel, someone who's been there before, to balance the need for short-term outcomes with the need to really look often 1 to 3 years in the future and set the organisation up for ongoing success.
There's a few things that are quite unique about the way that we approach an engagement. First of all, what's really different is that we have a DNA that is based in insolvency and restructuring. That means that you've got a very pragmatic sense of getting things done and you've got a very, very sharp sense of urgency. That immediately changes the way that we run an organisational engagement, where we focus very much on the outcomes. We don't get as caught up in the process or the naming of project names and so forth. It's actually on getting outcomes very quickly. So that urgency and pace is really important. The other part that then differentiates the way that we do things is our preparedness to get in and work with management, and at times, if needed, actually take over management roles, either because the people in those roles were on their way out of the organisation or because those roles were not filled in the organisation. It means that we're taking that very strong accountability for delivering results. At other times, if you've got those roles filled and if you've got really strong people in those organisations, what we can do is go in as their team members to actually run the transformation, to be the arms and legs getting things done. At other times we play a hybrid role where we might be like a co-pilot with a CFO or a co-pilot with the Chief Commercial Officer to actually work with them to take the grunty, financial cost out piece while they get into more of the growth and, technology improvement mode. So there's any number of roles we play. But what's always important is that we help the organisation to make the transformation. When we leave, it's in a much, much stronger position than when we came in.